Don't ask me for measurements, guys. Today we are measuring with our hearts. Hey you guys, in this video I'm going to show you the delicious elements you can incorporate to make your very own gourmet cake truffles using leftover cake. This recipe is inspired by Milk Bar's cake truffles, and by just using a few ingredients, you can turn any cake you have on hand into an elegant dessert that has many layers of flavors to it. Because it all depends on how much cake you have, there are no measurements here, guys, which honestly, the more flexibility, the more fun. I hope this inspires you, so let's skip the rules and dive right into this personalized treat. So I have leftover pistachio cake scraps here, and I'm just going to place it in a large bowl. This is optional, but you can remove some of the edges if there are any. This tends to be the drier part of the cake, so I'm just going to quickly remove it. Next, using my hands, I'm just going to crumble the cake scraps, and I'm just going to add some simple syrup here. It's really easy to make. I'll leave the details in the description below. It's just equal parts of water and sugar boiled for 2 minutes. Doing this will lock in that moisture, and I've poured about a tablespoon and mixing that in. Next, we are adding in some frosting. I have a little bit of leftover frosting here, but I don't have enough, so I'm adding a little bit of store-bought frosting. You only want to mix in a little bit at a time and check in on that texture to see if you can easily roll it into balls. Feel free to give it a taste too. It's good to actually taste test throughout this whole process. So I'm pretty satisfied with this texture, and so I'm going to start scooping up a bit at a time and rolling them into balls. Afterwards, you're going to want to pop them in the fridge. While that's chilling in the fridge, I'm going to make what Milk Bar calls cake sand. This is going to be the outer shell of the truffles, and I'm just putting my own spin on it by adding crushed pistachios since I did have them on hand. In a bowl with some cake flour, you can use regular flour, add a few pinches of baking powder and salt, and you're going to mix some brown sugar in as well. This is optional, but you can add sprinkles too. Also adding a tablespoon of grapeseed oil and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. You should have something that looks like this. It sort of looks like slightly wet sand. You're going to pour that into a baking pan lined with parchment paper and bake it in the oven at 300 degrees for 15 minutes. Set that aside to cool down. Okay, so now I'm going to melt some white chocolate, and this will be the glue that will stick the cake sand onto the cake truffle. It also adds a delicious layer overall. For a bit of flavor, I'm adding in some pistachio paste I had on hand as well, and I'm just giving that a good mix. So now I'm going to dip the cake truffles into the white chocolate and roll that around the sand. I feel like it's easier to use your hands because you can easily add a little pressure to really embed that cake sand. These are looking so good. Top it off with some gold flakes and you have this gourmet cake truffle bursting with rich flavors. I hope this video sparks some inspiration and ideas on how you can incorporate your very own ingredients to this dessert. If you haven't already, click that like and subscribe button. I post new videos every week. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.